So it's currently a little past 9. I'm waiting for Marcus to come and pick us up, and we're gonna go into JB. We're gonna be doing my double eyelid procedure in JB. So I just went for what do you call it? It's not a consultation, it's like a briefing to better understand the situation, and I'm waiting for my turn to consult with the doctor. Currently having food, just this is what it looks like. Immediately our marking is still quite obvious and it's really swollen. I feel like I can't move this out of my eye. It's really sore. The whole area's just really sore. Kind of heavy to even open my eyes, but overall it was fine. The painful part was the jabs, but now I just feel really sleepy and I feel like my eyelids are just really heavy. I just want to close my eyes. It just is really sore to move. The soreness is up to this side. So we'll check back in. Thanks for being here. I'm checking back in and it's almost 11 p.m, almost 10 hours since 10 or 9 hours after the procedure. And initially in the previous clip, it was really swollen, it was really tight, and I felt that my eyes were really heavy. But right now, after napping on and off in the car, on the way back home, walking around, having my food, I do feel that it is less tight and not as swollen, and I'm able to open my eyes wider. I don't feel like something's really there restricting me. I also have to mention that I will be on antibiotics for 5 days or so, and they actually prescribed me painkillers as well to take if necessary, and also an antiseptic cream that I will be applying onto the wound directly. So yep, I'll check back in tomorrow. I'm out grocery shopping in the morning. It's day 2. As you can see, I don't think the swelling is that bad. I expected worse. I thought that when I wake up I would expect some bruising or swelling, but I think it looks pretty normal. I also applied some medicine, the cream that the doctor gave. It looks pretty good. I felt no pain at all. It's quite a breeze actually, and I can open my eyes. I can see everything as per usual, so everything's good. It is currently day 3, and I think my crease is looking really high and still very thick. Like this middle part looks really thick. Maybe it's because I haven't been religious with my cold compressors, because I don't feel like the swelling is making me uncomfortable, so I didn't really commit to doing the cold compressors. I find that just sleeping in a comfortable position actually helps me to not feel any discomfort, and in general it didn't hurt. It still doesn't hurt. Only when I accidentally tug near this area to remove makeup or whatever, then it feels a bit uncomfortable. But other than that, I have not been icing. Maybe I should probably get back to icing tonight. Yeah, but other than that, still no bruising and no excessive swelling, nothing unexpected. So yeah, looking pretty good. Can't wait to wear makeup on it. Hi guys, I'm checking in day 4. I just got back from work, and because I cannot go exercise, which I usually do after work, I'm going to do some low intensity cardio. I'm gonna go take a 1-hour walk or something, maybe just to get the blood flowing or something. But anyway, this is what I look like day 4 evening. Looking pretty good actually. Just the inner corner and lash line, slight bruising, not really noticeable from far. Other than that, my energy level is still up. I just don't really want to push my luck and really raise my eyebrows a lot, because I do feel like a bit of a tightness in this area, but it's nothing that affects me at all. It's barely even noticeable. So yeah, day 4, nothing much of a not much difference. Finished my antibiotics and I'm still religiously applying my cream for the eye, and yeah. Hi, it's either day 4 or day 5 today, and the progress is the same. I think this has been a pretty unexciting vlog because there's not much of a difference from day 1 till today. Everything looks pretty much the same. I think I'm saying the same things every day. No excessive bruising, swelling, just to keep you updated on the little bruise that's happening on my left eye. Good morning guys, it is officially the 7th day and I've put on a little bit of eye makeup today. Not eyeshadow, but a little bit of eyeliner and some mascara. Not that you can see it because my eyelashes are basically non-existent. But anyways, yesterday I finally went to the gym and I felt fine. I felt no discomfort around the eye area. I was careful not to let any sweat go in though. But anyway, checking back in on the 7th day and I will be answering questions tomorrow. So yep. Good morning guys, it is day 8 and I actually just asked you guys on Insta stories if I should wrap up this vlog with 7 days of the post-procedure recovery or if I should continue to post and log maybe a week or a few days more, because I'm not sure how much more progress can there be, because right now it looks pretty similar over the past few days. I think I might save it for a few days later. I might actually just log a few more days because the people who actually answered on my Insta stories who are requesting for another week's worth of footage are those that actually did ask me a lot of questions about the procedure. Maybe people who are really more keen on getting this done in the near future, and I think that this whole point of this vlog is to actually be informational. I want to help people know more about this, because what really helped me to make this decision were videos on this this procedure itself. So yep. Hi guys, I guess I forgot to give my commentary in the previous footage. So anyways, I just got back from the gym and I went for my vaccination. Fun but useless fact. Okay. I used to be like fucking scared of injections. Like every year during my vaccination, I'll be freaking the fuck out. I'll be like making a big fuss. I would do anything to avoid it, get my mom to not make me go. But after taking 12 jabs to my eyes for this double eyelid, right, I just feel like I didn't even flinch at all when I'm doing it. And it's like a fucking breeze now. I feel like every year I'm cool with it now. Like, but anyways, yesterday I did go for an event and I did have 2 glasses of wine, so maybe that's why the bruising is a bit more prominent today. I mean, it's still not obvious from far, but I feel like it's obvious to me. But I would also like to say that I'm really happy that my eyeliner can be seen. I think only mono-lidded people, or like maybe people with hooded eyes, can feel me, because when we try to draw our eyeliner with a certain type of lid, it doesn't work, it usually doesn't show up. So I'm very thankful that my eyeliner looks prominent, and it actually looked like it emphasizes my eyes, because previously when I had mono lids, when I draw my eyeliner, it's a really like heng suay kind of thing. Like, it's either it makes your eyes look smaller, or like there's a certain technique that you have to do to not make it look smaller, which defeats the purpose of like wearing eyeliner, right? But anyways, so yeah, actually I'm waiting for my turn to go shower. I look very greasy and oily, but I'm just checking in to let you know that I'm really happy with the way that the crease is looking now and how the eyeliner sits on top of my eyelids. So yeah, I'll check back in tomorrow. Good morning guys, it is day 9 and I'm checking back in. I'm gonna go to the gym soon, so I gotta do this quickly. As you can see, there's not much progress on the bruising. I'm not sure why it's taking so long to come down, but hopefully it disappears soon. But other than that, I really like the look of my eyes now, especially with eyeliner, and I really hope that the crease stays this height, but I know it won't last long. But so I'm gonna try to enjoy it for as long as it stays, enjoy it while I can, probably take some pictures. So yeah, we'll see if the height of the crease drops within this month. Apparently after the first month you can tell the actual results of the procedure and what your eyes are supposed to look like. So this is still too early to say, but I really like it now. So yeah, this is day 9. We'll check back in day 10. Hi guys, it is day 10 and as you can see, The swelling in the middle portion of my eye has completely gone down. It looks really normal right now, like natural, but not that flat. Like it still looks like it's pretty defined. So I really like the look now. And in the previous few footages, I've had my eyeliner flicked out just at the side because I didn't want to mess with the bruising too much and like have to remove it or tug it. But today I did a full liner. Looks pretty okay. I really like the look of it, both at the side and a full liner. So just an update. Wow, you can see that this bruising is very minimal now, and the inner part is no longer so meaty and fat and thick there. It's not so chunky anymore. It looks very like settled in. So yeah, day 10. Hi guys, thank you for watching my recovery. I think I'm gonna wrap up the recovery vlog now, and just let you know I just removed my eyeliner. So here you can see the final result of my eyes in its current state. The bruising is pretty minimal now, and this side healed really well. You can barely see any scars. So yeah, you guys see what my eyes look like with makeup. I think this is the first time I'm putting eyeshadow in this vlog. But actually before this, I was in Bali on the 14th day of my recovery, and I did put eyeshadow, I put glitter on my eyes, I put fake lashes, everything as per usual, like before the procedure, and it was fine. I didn't have any reaction to it, any bad reactions, but I do not recommend putting eyeshadow during the 2 weeks of recovery, because it is said that the pigment of the eyeshadow might stick to your wounds and it might be a permanent thing or whatever. I do not dare to take such risks, so I did not. And in Bali, I actually went swimming in the normal pool and in the ocean, so that was perfectly fine. I didn't feel any discomfort. Even the nurse was like, you know, I did ask her, I'm going to Bali 2 weeks from the surgery, would that be safe? Then she was like, you know, we're not too sure, it really depends on your individual recovery. And so I kind of like tested the waters a little bit, bit by bit lah. If I felt any discomfort, I would have gotten out immediately, but I felt fine, and I did observe if my eyelids were like swollen or if they felt anything, but it was perfectly fine. So just so you guys know, right, this is my mole, okay? So in case you're wondering throughout the video, like, is that at a scar, is it obvious? You know, it's just my mole. So yeah, my mole is now being folded. So before this, when I had monolids, you can see my mole quite obviously, but now, yeah, you can see it. Hi guys, I think it's time for me to check back in with regards to my procedure, and it's currently the second week of January 2019, and I have had this procedure done in late November, so it's about 2 months now. And there was a delay in this vlog coming up. Actually, I had everything edited and planned, and it was ready to go online, but there were some complications with my right eye, and I actually lost the footage of me explaining what happened, but I did briefly explain on Insta stories that I was supposed to get the right eye redone. So what happened, to just briefly explain, was that I noticed some material on the surface of my skin on my right eye, and because it's so small and hard to explain, and it was hard to get a picture of, it actually looked like the suture broke, and there was some material on the surface of my skin. So I had to go back into Malaysia to get it checked by the doctor and to get it redone. Because he assumed, and everybody assumed, that the thread was broken. It looked like it, but upon assessment, it was actually just microfibers of material stuck to the wound, which made it look like the thread was broken. So he managed to fix it without having to remove the suture and redoing the procedure again, because I was really bummed out about having to get one eye done, and it was not the right time for me. I couldn't take time off work. I work in a physically demanding job now, and I don't think that I can afford to take 5 days off just, you know, not being active. So thank God that was done, and he just managed to pick the fibers out, and yeah, that was that. So in my previous footages, I actually already went through the Q&A, and I had like a pretty decent setup, you know, like good lighting, and like, you know, there's no mess in the back. But because I'm going through this all over again. I'm just gonna make it like a friendly chat. I mean, what's the point of making it so curated, right? Like the whole point is to just get facts or opinions across. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning. I think I mentioned what the procedure was, like a better understanding of the procedure. So you should actually just do your research. I've done my research 1.5 years prior to getting the thing done. But just to let you know, the procedure that I got done is called DST, and it also stands for double suture and twist. So this is a non-incisional method of creating double eyelids. It's more suitable for people who do not have very problematic or saggy eyelids, not too fat, like not too much fat around the eyelids, and it's more suitable for people under 40 years old. But of course, this is very personal and subjective. I think it's better to get checked to see if you are suitable for the procedure, if you are really interested. So what actually happens during this procedure is that the doctor will make 3 incisions on each eyelid, and then there will be a suture that will be twisted around the eyelid. Okay, I this is just a summary of what the actual procedure is. Of course, that it's a more complicated procedure, not very complicated, but like it's not explained so basically like this. But what happens is that this suture will actually create a fold. So a lot of people did ask me like, oh, when are you going to remove the suture? So the thing is, the suture is supposed to remain in your eyelid to hold the fold up. So it's not something that you remove. It's supposed to be in your body, and the thread is made of a material that is non-dissolvable, so it will be there and it will hold up for 5 to 10 years depending on your maintenance and just wear and tear, personal maintenance of the sutures. So this is not permanent. It will sag one day. If you gain weight, your eyelids will eventually be pushed down, like the suture will not be able to hold up the weight, and it's not guaranteed that it will last long even. Sometimes sutures break, sometimes sutures things happen, and with all procedures there is no guarantee that it is 100% successful. Like example for me, when I found out that the thread was broken, like when I assumed that it was broken, I did ask the clinic, is this common? And they did tell me that sometimes this happens. And for me, even though the case was that it was not a broken suture, these things happen, and I was mentally prepared to have to get it redone, because I know that the procedure was done in Malaysia, and there's a stigma around like, oh, you went to JB to get this procedure done, it's much cheaper, it's not safe. And I think, yeah, to some extent it is true, but also accidents can happen at any country in the world, any clinic that you go to. It really depends on yourself. For me, I thought that it was my eyelid that was too saggy, or maybe the way I sleep. There are a lot of factors that can affect the outcome of your procedure, and this applies not just for eyelid procedures, it applies to any procedure that you decide to get done. Also, I got this procedure done because I had monolids all my life, and I wore eyelid tape since I was 17, and it's been years of wearing eyelid tape, and I noticed that my eyelids were getting saggier by the year, and it was borderline affecting my vision because of how much it was sagging down. And even though it was not really obvious, like you can't really see it, but to me it was obvious. There were creases, and the eyelid was just noticeably saggier. And I enjoy makeup. I think that being monolided kind of restricted me to a certain makeup application technique, and I would love to explore different ways of makeup applications. And while having to wear eyelid tape, I think that it does hinder the way that I apply makeup, because eyeshadow is adhered to the eyelid tape. And for a moment I feel like my confidence was a bit shaken, because I don't really dare to look people in the eye when the eyelid tape was so prominently sticking out. be it from the eyeshadow application or just in general, my eyelid was not able to hold up the eyelid tape anymore because it was getting so saggy over the years. So I thought that, I mean, I always knew that I was going to get this procedure done. It was just a matter of when. And so one day I just decided that I should get it done because I was going through a career switch and I wanted to do it before the career switch because I don't think that I will have time to do that afterwards. So yeah. And the golden question of this Q&A is, how much did this procedure cost? And I did answer this a lot of times already on Instagram, but just for your information, it cost me 1,560 Sing, which converts to about 4,008 ringgit, because I got this done at Me Clinic in Malaysia. So there's a lot of I mean, at the point of conversion it was this rate, but yeah, just to round it up, it's about $1,600 Sing. Yeah. And yeah, I got it done in Malaysia. It's this clinic called Me Clinic, and they have branches in KL, JB. I think the doctor travels between the branches, so you have to catch him. If you decide to go to the JB branch, you have to make your appointment quite early in advance, because you know there's a lot of customers and it's a very popular place to get your double eyelids done, especially with Singaporean customers. And also, I need to briefly explain the procedure of getting the eyelids created. So what happens is that the doctor will jab your eye about 6 times in each eye. So 3 on the top of your eyelid and 3 underneath the eyelid. And if you think that's scary, then you are right, because that was one of the fucking scariest thing that I've ever done. First of all, I hate injections. I really fucking hate injections. But yeah, you know, beauty, there's no price to beauty. We're willing to pay anything. Yeah, so honestly, that did not hurt as bad as I was imagining to hurt. I think it's a psychological thing. To know that you are getting injected in the eyelids just seems fucking terrible. But it was not that bad, to a point that when I thought that I was going to get this redone, it didn't scare me that much. It just made me feel very bummed up that I had to go through it again. So it hurts the same on top and underneath the eyelid. You just have to get over the fear of having the needle so close and in your eyelid. It feels invasive, but actually you can't really see the needle coming. So it was not that bad. I kept thinking that you were going to actually see the needle coming for your eyelid and jabbing you, but you can't see it. It was done, the jabs were all done within 40 seconds, and then he would proceed to do the sewing and everything. And that part, I think that a lot of people felt fine. Like when I read the reviews, the blogs, I watched the YouTube videos of other people talking about their experiences, they said that the part where, because the anesthesia kicks in like immediately, so they felt nothing when he was doing the sewing. But I can feel the pulling and tugging. I didn't feel any pain, but I can feel the pulling and tugging, and that part was super squeamish for me. Like I didn't like the feeling, but I think it was better than pain, so I pushed through it. I mean, I had no other choice. I was already there, and yeah, within 25 minutes I think I was done. Like Marcus was supposed to fetch me after his lunch, and before he even finished his lunch I was done already. So yeah, that was that. And yeah, then the rest you saw in the footages, the recovery footages. Yeah, it healed surprisingly fast, even faster than I imagined. I imagined myself to have swollen eyes for the longest time, but within like the first week it completely subsided, and now it looks really natural. Like, you know, most people never realize that I've had this procedure done because the scar was so minimal. Like, I mean, I would insert a picture of just my bare eyes. Seems like nothing is there, or except for my mole, which makes it kind of suspicious. Like it falls directly on the line. So yeah, that's that. And would I recommend this experience, and would I recommend this clinic, this doctor? Yes, I would. Even though I've had a little complication along the way, I would definitely 100% still recommend going to him. And I know people personally who have been to him, and everyone is really satisfied with the results. But of course, this is very personal and subjective to your own recovery. For my recovery, I really stuck to the set of rules that he gave me, which was no drinking at all, prior, during, after, no smoking at all, no seafood, no vitamin E, no Chinese herbs and medicine. All these things I really stuck to it. Maybe that's why my recovery was really speedy. So if you are a heavy drinker, a heavy smoker, or I don't know, maybe your recovery might not be as quick. So it's very personal. So how I got about going through this procedure was, from the start I found the number of the clinic, the WhatsApp number, and I was able to communicate with someone through WhatsApp. The person, which I assume is female, she got back to me within a day of my inquiry, which I asked for more information about the procedure and also the price of the procedure, because I actually know the price from when I did my research like a year ago, but I'm not sure if the prices have changed since then. So I wanted to just double check with her. And she was really friendly and informational, and she was the one who let me know that how to go about planning this journey to double eyelids. And so I find that really helpful, because I didn't have to book a consultation immediately to chat with the doctor about such questions, and she was able to give me like on the spot response. And also I had to check with her if I was suitable for the procedure, so I had to send her a picture of my bare eyes up to my eyebrows, so she can gauge and let the doctor assess and get back to me to see if I was suitable, so that I don't have to go down and waste my time if I was not suitable for the procedure. So I found that extremely helpful. Also, prior to sending the picture, I stopped wearing eyelid tape for a week, so that it was not wonky, or it was as accurate as it could be when I sent the picture. So I didn't want to get my hopes up, and then when I went there, it's like a totally different situation. So I was quite disciplined in terms of the maintenance and like my diet and everything prior to the procedure. So and then we set a date. Like she kind of advised on when the doctor was traveling from the KL branch to the JB branch. So obviously JB is the most accessible for us Singaporeans, and we managed to book a date quite early on. Like there were some slots for me, fortunately, so I managed to squeeze myself into a slot. And so when I went there, they just took pictures of my eyes, and after procedure they just took more pictures of my eyes, just advised me on the cream, the medicine, the diet and everything, and that was that. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. So thank you guys for joining me on this journey, and I hope all of you who are interested in getting this done will eventually get it done, and hopefully you guys have successful results as well. So I'll check back in next time maybe. Bye.